LZ still 1-0 LZ at the moment, but in this round, LZ's on the personal counts down a little. Number of rebirths that he or she has with their character. Again, I've only watched this a little, and I find it very interesting that they try to force their opponents off to the edge and then keep them off edge, keep them from getting back up onto the platforms. Very interesting set of fights here. Okay. Looks like this time Eclair took it, so it is now an even match, 1-1. Let's see who will take the third round and move on to the next round of competition.
Start the battle.
Casey. Okay. Okay, we're back into the match. It is evenly 1 round to each. And they have chosen to stay with the same characters for this round of battle. You have Jigglypuff and Eclair, LZ and Eclair fighting it out. LZ being the nice pretty lady in the sword and actually staff and board fighting stance, and Eclair using the Jigglypuff or the Mrs. Jigglypuff. I can't tell on some of these characters. I'm an old school person. Again, they are still trying to keep each other from getting back onto the main platform. And it looks like Eclair's down 1 reborn, rebirth right now. To LZ's 2-3. We're getting a good fight here. It's back and forth, back and forth. Percentage-wise in the damage area, we're just within 30% of each other. And a couple good hard strikes by LZ puts Jigglypuff in, just catching up into the damage aspects. But a return fight from Jigglypuff puts LZ into the higher brackets. They're only separated by less than 30% damage each. Now less than 20% damage each. Let's see who, oh, now there's only 1% difference in the damage. Let's see who gets pushed off the edge or gets bounced out to have a new rebirth. They're both fighting for the corner edge. Pushed comes the shove, and LZ pushes Jigglypuff off the edge and into the over damage part. But LZ now has to fight from a position of weakness because his damage done is higher. He needs to keep going at Jigglypuff. They're both bouncing around trying to take a breather in the section, trying to get to the edge, trying to get one person over the edge and keep them over the edge. It's back and forth here. LZ is playing a little conservative, trying to stay closer to the edge. This last time he went too far out, he had a hard time getting back to the top of the arena. Jigglypuff is just puffing up and staying on top of everything. We do every once in a while have technical outages over our Twitch. We do apologize. We do save this above and pass it onto the YouTube after we've done our match within 20 to 48 hours. So while the stream may have dropped for a couple seconds, it's still a pretty good match here. Now LZ just took a life hit, and now Jigglypuff. Eclair is now fighting from a position of slight weakness in the higher percentage of damage already done to this thing. Chooses to go, and it is now LZ took it 2-1. Good game, both players. That doesn't mean Eclair's out of the match, though. There is a loser's bracket. We'll be resetting and see who comes to set up the next time. Station 1 is Soul Breaker, and this is losers rounds or round 3 winners.
Start the battle.
Casey, Breaker, and who else? The Kid Slump? Okay, and it is round 2.
Start the battle.
Got a new round of competitors because we have a slightly smaller competitive pool today. You will be seeing a lot more streams and a lot more people going through and trying to make it to the grand finals. They're setting up their controllers, testing out their keys, making sure everything's set up for their play. And then we'll soon see what characters they'll play and what battle map they're going on to. So this is the first round of 3 and round 2 for these competitors. We're moving things around here, trying to get everything going. SSBU gets selected. Last choice is set in. So Slump is taking Terry and Soul Breaker is taking Ed Bowser in this match. And let's see what battle arena they chose to play in. Oh, it looks like it's the Pokemon main battle arena. And out of the box, all about Bowser does a big bounce and smashes Terry into a smack, and then Breeze Fire. They're going back and forth. A couple karate kicks here from Terry and a couple bouncer turtle smashes. And again, as in the previous matches that I've seen on this thing, they're trying to keep each other from getting into the center and taking command. Right now, Bowser seems to have some slight deficit in the damage points, but is still pretty much holding up in the center of the battle arena. And now Terry's getting caught up on getting damaged, so that the damage margin isn't that great. And now they're about even in the damage markers, and again, they're fighting on one corner, trying to keep the other opponent from taking the middle and holding a position of power. Back and forth, smashing each other, trying to grab that edge, trying to hold that edge. Bowser does a suplex on Terry and sends him out of the arena for the first life loss. Now Bowser's got to stay aware of his damage amount and keep Terry on his edge. Try to force Terry to the corner. Terry is taking pretty good command of the center of the battle arena. Now it's evenly matched up in 3 lives. I will be letting you guys watch this for a minute. I have a personal matter to deal with. I'll be right back.
battle. Corey Harry.
Sorry about that. Had to take deliver something. Back in here, I didn't see who won the first match, so if someone in the chat was watching, let me know who won the first match, or first part of this matchup. It'd be greatly appreciated, and I'll update the scoreboard. Into round 2 of this round, a winner's round bracket 2. Again, they kept the same characters, and it looks like, oh, right now it looks like Soul Breakers, well, no, they're back to evenly matched. Easily down 1 life each. And fighting from the same type of position. They're trying to stay in the center here. Oh, it looks like it was a changeover. Looks like Soul Breaker changed to a new character. I'm sorry, I'm only one running commentary here, so I didn't see which character was selected. I do appreciate your understanding. As a matter of fact, if you guys are interested, we do have these tournaments every Thursday and Saturday. We're always looking for those who are playing, if they want to take a swing at commentating, or as someone who just knows the game and just wants to watch the game. We could always use more commentating here at GameSync for these matches. And it looks like now it's down, the slump is down one rebirth now, and it looks like Terry is, or Soul Smasher is, Soul Basher is doing pretty good here with this new character change up. It's still pretty even in the damage remarks here, but it does look like again. Oh! And that was game. Winner in the second round of 2 was Corbin? Actually, Koran, Soulbreaker. 2-0 to Soulbreaker. And it looks like Soulbreaker is going to remain in the stream, and we're getting one other new contender into the match here. Alright, as we're getting things set up here for the second match, it looks like it's going to be Soulbreaker versus Yogi this time. Let's see how things go. Soulbreaker seems to be on a run up here. Let's see how things go in this matchup. And now I do notice that it's still saying winners round 2. We're trying to get everybody who plays in round 2 or thing, because we have a smaller group, on stream at least once or twice. That is why you're seeing the winners round 2 not changing yet. We're had a couple matches to put up to the other thing. Oh, and it now looks like we are moving into the quarterfinals. Let me update our information here. Okay, so we are now changing from winners round 2 to winner. It is now winners quarterfinals with Soulbreaker and Yogi in the matches here. They're trying to figure out who's going to take what and test out their connections. Like they do with everything here, we want to make sure everyone has an equal footing when on these matches. I do apologize for the silence. Like I said, I had to deal with some things besides being the commentator here. I'm the main manager. So when we have other people come in who want to use our computers or bring your own computer or console sites, I have to check them in. Again, we are still looking for people who want to come in and just commentate for these tournaments, or even or participate. We see our calendar. We run them every Thursday and Saturday. And let's make sure everyone's up to date on the brackets too, so I'm going to put the brackets command in here also. Guys, here we go. Brackets are now in. Matchup. It's Rob versus Luigi. Again, in the Pokemon mini main battle arena. The damage is going back and forth quickly, real fast. Yogi is on the Rob, and Soul Breaker is on the Luigi. Second here. There we go. We got the players in the right spots and the score in the right spots right now. Again, the damage taken on each person is unmatchable in the same area. And it looks like Luigi just got smashed off the corner of the arena. But then that puts Rob in the danger spot here. He's got to stay and take the damage and try to push Luigi off the center again. They're going back and forth here. Rob is pushed off the corners. We're going back and forth. Yogi and Soul Breaker, each playing their respective character. Yogi playing the Rob, and Soul Breaker playing Luigi. They're going back and forth. It is a furious battles. Again, the commanding spot is that center location. You can play close to the edges, but that leaves them a chance to hop their opponent to hop over using one of the smaller platforms, or come around the side, or even I've seen one person go all the way around the underside of the island once. Only once in tournament play, but I've heard it happen a couple times. You just have to be really good with the characters you like to play. Damage is racking up there on both of them. They're both in over the 100% file. The Rob Yoshi is way above the rest. He's got to be careful on taking that edge area. Because when you're coming up from that edge, that gives your opponent a easier time to push you off or keep you off. Oh, and now it's 3-1. Soul Breaker is down 2-1 in this round here, trying to hold on, but he's not a fresh person. Well, Rob just took a hit and is now back. They're equally in lives. The Rob leads, or Yoshi leads in having 2 lives left to Yoshi, to Soul Breaker's 1 on Luigi. It's interesting, some of the nice combos you see here. The Rob character actually working like the original device that was attached to the NES as a possible early robotics learning tool. You guys weren't aware of it? Yes, the Rob character at one time was an actual physical device add-on or accessory for the NES, the original NES console system. Just like the laser gun for Duck Hunt and a few other things. It was supposed to help you run. And there it goes. Yoshi takes the first round. 1-0. So we'll take a small break here while they choose who they're going to select for their next battle and what arena they're going to do. Now this is the semi-finals here. We're going to see some interesting moves back and forth by both players choosing either their best main or their best alternate to fight in. And so it looks like Yoshi is sticking with Rob while Soul Breaker has switched over to Richter. And back and forth. Well, it looks like Rob is not used to fighting against this new character Richter. It's very interesting. There's almost over 100 different characters you can choose in Super Smash Brothers. Yet there are some people who have mastered a bunch of them. Someone with the jack of trades, and someone who stick with one they call main, and then one they call an alternate in case their main is not doing them well in the matches. Back and forth the battle goes. Rob is racking up some damage points here. He's pretty hard, and he is pushed off the edge of the table in the damage area. Now Richter, Soulbreaker's got to be careful because now while he is up 3-2, he's still hot in the high damage area, and so he cannot take as much damage with this one life than he can with the others. Again, they're trying to hold the dead, almost the dead center of the battle arena or close to it. They can't hold the direct center because that gives their opponent a chance to come up off the edge and hop over them if they know their characters well. And Rob is out with the spinning top a couple times and then spinning snack fight. Again, Richter is fighting his way back to the edge and almost makes it, but gets knocked off because Rob knows the edge and Yoshi is doing a pretty good job here versus Soulbreaker. This is going to be a very interesting match to see whether it goes to a match 3 or if it goes 2-0. And back and forth they're fighting, trying again to hold someone just off the center here. And now it looks like Soulbreaker is taking it up and is surviving and living along, pushing Rob Yoshi off to the edge. Again, they're trying to take command of that off center, just offside of one side of the Pokeball mat or the other, to get to take a commanding lead and force the other person closer and closer to the edge. I see a lot of edge fights and a lot of battles just off the battle end of the arena. Now it's evened up, life for life. Yoshi and Soulbreaker both down to one person left in this batch here. Let's see who can take it to the final edge here. He's throwing off his little stars and swinging his chain weapon, but Rob and Yoshi is throwing out the spinners and firing off the lasers when he can. Yoshi is taking a decent amount of damage. Rob Richter is in small areas. And that is game. And game 2, or round 3, quarterfinals goes to Soulbreaker. So it's now tied up. We will be going to a game 3. Let's see what happens and who chooses what character for the last battle. This has been a very interesting competition here today because of the limited amount of people. We'd always like to have more people here, but we know some people can't make it on the weekends and others can't make it on Thursdays. Do stay tuned and watch us on our Twitch stream and on the reviews or replays on our YouTube channels. They are both can be reached at our game off of our main website, GameSync.us, under calendars, under tournaments, and also contact us that have our Discord channel, our Smash channel, and our YouTube channel, along with other social media channels. We are now into game 3 of the winners quarterfinals. Their players are keeping the current characters they have. Yoshi playing Rob, Richter, Soulbreaker playing Richter. Again, it's a different battle arena, no smaller upper platforms, but again, it's a smaller arena. They try to take command just off the center of that circle, one side or the other, and push off and keep someone from taking command too much of the middle of the battle arena. And the battles are going back and forth furiously. Different attacks are flying back and forth. Damage ratings are almost in the same levels for each character on their first of 3 lives here. So it looks like Yoshi is down 1 life already, but it's still a furious battle and a unique battle they're playing on. Both of them are in the 3 digits of damage area. One more strike on either side can force them down to their next life. Both of them are trying to take command of that center circle, trying to get that damage, also trying to keep the others in. When one goes on the edge, the other one tries to come in. Oh, what a bad break for Yoshi. He's down to his last life right now, but he is taking command of that center section and they're going every attack as they can, and then he got slipped off the edge and is mounting his way back up to the center circle. This is going to be an interesting matchup. Who can take it to the last beat? Who will take game 2 of 3 and move on to the next bracket? Going back and forth, Richter's hanging on the edge there. Rob is holding kind of the center of the circle. Yoshi's trying to keep that center circle, trying to keep that center pocket. Richter's fighting his way back to take command of the center. And that is it. Richter takes the game. Game 1, 2, 2. Soul Breaker will move on to the next level. I do apologize for the slight thing there. We're moving their characters, and we're going to have a technician make sure we get our stream back up and running here. Our stream is running. It just looks like they need to clear out and get ready for the next match. I'm going off to find out who's going to be in the next matchup, so I'll be right back. We're still figuring out what's going to be the next match on stream. As soon as we have that information, we will pass it on to the stream. By the by, GameSync is open 7 days a week, 10 a.m. to midnight if we have customers. And we do have these tournaments every Thursday and Saturday. Check the calendar on our website, gamesync.us, under calendars for times and places, or for times and starts of the tournament. You can always pre-register on Smash GG under our tournament number for each of the tournaments. Pre-register, and also sometimes you can also prepay. Not sometimes, you can also prepay for these tournaments. If you cannot make a tournament that you registered and prepay for, you can always hit us up on our chat channel and our Discord channel, which I'm going to be posting right now. We have a separate small chat on our Discord server just for Super Smash, and includes general chat and tournament logins and latecomers. So you can always let us know if you're running late or if you cannot make it. We are now setting up for the next set of matches. I'm going to take a minute to go off air and find who's playing who, all right? Alright, so now we're going into the losers bracket. See if someone can make it from the losers bracket all the way out back up to the grand finals, just like Corbin did in his March on Thursday to take second place. These fights are going
Mr.
to be
Cayman Watch. Mr.
Yogi
Cayman Watch.
just lost the last fight and is now in the user bracket, trying to fight his way back up versus Dave. Or 9 Dave. It's just
3, 2, 1, go!
So Dave is on the left, on the right hand side playing what looks like it. And Yogi is now back to using Rob again. We are back in the Pokemon Battle Arena. This happens in the losers bracket round 3. Sorry, I just missed it. There we go. Gonna fix that up for you right now. Make sure you guys see the battle seems to be going pretty easy. Again, they're trying to just off the main center of the battle arena. We can clear back up onto the main field or back on top of it and getting on to the other side. It's been a pretty interesting battle so far. Just started to see our playing both on the edge here. Back and forth, trying to force another character off the edge or into enough damage to force him to line. And it's just besides being the main manager here, I'm also the Minecraft expert. Young kids or just want to learn more about either regular Minecraft or even modded Minecraft or mod packs. I have that information on this one. Discord is United Realm Pirates. You can always hit me up for questions. Also, if you want to come in and see if there are stations available, you can also hit me up Discord in our Discord server. Again, back to the action here. It looks like Yoshi and Robin equal match here, but now it's back to equal bandits. Equal 2 lives each. Curves. Battle damage. Robin's taking Yoshi and Robin's taking up now the England just now being damaged. The disparity is just a little bit bigger than the last time in the match. But again, they are trying to hold just off the center of the main battle arena to force the other to take a red. It's a very interesting match. It's one of the things I like about this game is the have to worry about where you're positioning on the battlefield. You have to worry about the kinds of moves you're going to do against certain characters. And it's a very interesting move to take what damage. Yoshi is pretty up there in the damage meter, but he was holding strong. The battle system damage is about 50% difference between the two. But again, they're still fighting the whole center, just off center. England Game 3, their 3 is still just trying to get back up to the battle. Yoshi is just keeping off center. It's now down to 1, 2, and 3 lives first with Yoshi has the lead on that, but it could be any of those now. These guys are professionals. Everyone says that they can't be professionals. In fact, these guys study their opponents, study their characters. Even if they can't be called true professionals, they are professionals in my eyes because they do such a high game. It's not coordinated to do all of these tactics. I would survive the 30 seconds to a minute in this type of battle. And there it goes. Smashing out. Almost negative damage there. Rob trying to get their England down to his last line. They're both trying to fight their way back up to the end of the arena. Almost on the spot. Now it's even. 1 life to 1 life. Again, trying to take that and keep just off the center. The other
Game!
and there goes game. Yoshi takes it 1-0.
Rob wins!
Or first battle of this first round of the losers bracket 3. Let's see what Dave 3 can come up with to take it back. Are they switching characters? Are they staying with the characters they have? Or are they going to a different... Oh, they're choosing the final destination. Field of battle. It's going to be very interesting. Are they sticking with
Mr. Cayman Watch, Diddy Kong!
It looks like Kong versus. Give me just a second. I'll be right back.
3, 2, 1, go!
Alright, it looks like it's going to be a pretty interesting battle. It's Mr. Inkling and Wrench versus Donkey Kong. It's a pretty even fighting damage-wise right now, and it's an interesting battle. There's no smaller up platforms, so whoever takes the command of the off center is going to hold it. Again, back and forth. These both are very characters they know how to play very well versus each other. A big difference. Peanut was back up. Alright, I have to go back to the center. I'll be right back to some more commentating. Alright guys, I tried to be as fast as I can. I'm back at commentating here. Again, it looks like it's an even match. Each one have lost lives. The damage margin is a little different here. Yoshi is down almost 60-70% to the other person's 0 damage. Now Donkey Kong aka Yoshi is actually getting the other person back into that damage bracket. It is coming up. It's still a decent margin, but they both seem to know this battle arena real well and their opponent's commands and combos. It's back and forth, and it looks like now it's getting pretty close to Donkey Kong actually maybe getting back the lead here. Let's see if Yoshi can do it or if Dave can take a win here and force a match 3. Back and forth it goes. Donkey Kong's way in the damage area. He doesn't want to stay too close to the edge. But Mr. Wrench there is also taking some of the fight in there. It's going back and forth, back and forth. Damage areas are cutting closer. Damage percentiles are getting closer and closer to each other. Banana peel, banana bomb, banana snip. And Yoshi seems to have forced the Inkling Mr. Wrench off the battlefield. And now it's down to 2 lives to 1 in the second round of fights. Let's see if it's going to take it another round to get into the next bracket or if we're going to have a Yoshi sweep here. I try not to prefer one character or one player over the other. I'm very new to this, but it is a very interesting battle. Tactics seem to be pretty good and going back and forth they fight. Each of them are within damage potential to be forced off the edge or forced out of this match of the second round of this round of fighting. Back and forth, Donkey Kong versus Mr. Red. Now they're both equal in half-lives. Each only has 1 life left on this round of fighting. One is in the high percentiles and has got to watch what he does. Try to get away from the edge, try to take command of that center. Back and forth, they're fighting each other. Donkey Kong's thrown out banana bombs and banana slips. Mr. Wrench has thrown out those water bombs and other things. He's holding on to the edge. He is back into the center. He's taken a lot of damage. Donkey Kong hasn't taken much damage this round for this life. It's going back and forth. We're going to see who wins this match. Back and forth, fast and furious. Going one way or the other. Oh, now Donkey Kong is actually taking a decent amount of damage and is getting back up into the danger zone. But Mr. Wrench is there right now, and wham! And that is game. And Diddy Kong takes it. Yoshi takes it for this round of Losers Bracket 3. And we'll be moving on to the next bracket. We'll be taking a momentary break to get everyone set up and ready for the next match.
Battle. Rob. Steve. Rob. 3, 2, 1, go.
I apologize, my dear watchers of the stream. I had just gotten back in here. It is Corbin versus Yogi. I do not know exactly if this is another match in the round 3 sections or a new semifinals thing. I hadn't had a chance. I was dealing with some customers who wanted some computer time. So we're just going to get this right off. Right now, it looks like Corbin in the form of Steve and Yoshi in the form of Rob are fighting it up pretty evenly. Corbin's trying to hold that off-center position like a lot of people like to do. Let's see if he can keep it up and keep it going. Give me one more second, sir. Guys, I have to deal with an issue here, technical issue. I'll be right back. It's going back and forth here. Oh, it looks like Yoshi's in the lead in the extra lives, but Corbin is making a good fight of it. It seems that Steve has a tough time against the Rob robot in this type of matchup, but it looks like it's going like a pretty good fight here. Back and forth. Let's see who takes the first in this set of matches here. Corbin is the one that fought Steve all the way back up to the grand finals on Thursday and took second place and almost took first place from coming up from the losers bracket. This is a very interesting fight. Again, they're both trying to stay just off the main center to force the other person to stay on the edge and take more and more damage. Back and forth the fight goes. It's still anyone's match here. They're both pretty much up into the high digits here of damage. Each one of them taking hits back and forth. Let's see who comes out of it. Corbin's taking some time crafting. He's got a good weapon, but he takes a lot of damage in the process. Both of them take damage, and it is game. It looks like Yoshi took that match in the first match of this round of fighting. Again, we are doing a very interesting, almost round robin of brackets here, trying to show you as many different players as possible in the matchups. They are now moving on over to the Pokemon Battle Arena Station 2. Will they stick with their mains or their favorite characters, or they will move on to one of their alternates? We're going to see here. Looks like Yoshi is still sticking with Rob, while Corbin is moving over to Lucindia. This is going to be an interesting matchup. A robot versus someone who knows how to fight with sword and board and sword single. This is an interesting thing here. A robot versus someone who fights with just a long sword. I hate to say it here, it looks like it's going to be a pretty interesting match. Now, a little interesting fact here, I happen to actually be a little bit of a history buff and a person who knows the different types of fighting styles when it comes to medieval weapons and Renaissance weapons. So this is going to be an interesting matchup. Sword fighting versus robot and technology. I know this doesn't really mean much in the whole thing, but it makes for a very interesting round. Both of them are smacking themselves almost up into the triple digits of damage each. Each of them still having 3 lives. Each of them trying to stay on just like I said again, just off the main center. But it looks like Corbin was the first one to lose life in this round of fighting. It is now 3 lives to 2 here. Corbin is working his way back up, but just can't make it back up to the edge now. This could be something that Rob could, Yoshi can copy and capitalize on here, but maybe not, because again, Corbin now has the off-center control of the arena platform. And yeah, that does it. Corbin takes it. Now it is 2 to 1 here in the second round of fighting. Can Corbin make it back up? Can he take this to a third round of fighting? Or will it be Yoshi? Let's see. Yoshi's getting into the small damage area. Corbin's just only slight higher up. Again, they flirt. Both of these fighters like to flirt with the edge and do their maximum damage just on the edge or off the edge to try to get the most potential out of their super strikes and super smashes. But it can also go against each other because, again, when one is down near the edge and trying to fight their way back, the other one just drop off and do a super smash on there. Again, that's why that near center position on the battle arena is so important, because then you can kind of control the fight and keep the fight to each other. Now it's down to 1 versus 1 in rebirths and relives in this second match here. It's going pretty hard. Corbin is taking pretty much the damage is pretty up there, but is now getting some good fatal strikes in on Rob. But it looks like that round also goes to Yoshi doing the Rob character. So it'll take a minute for us to reset things and get players up together. We'll let you know who and what round sections we'll be in just a second. Casey, 2-1 Yoshi. No, I mean 2-0 Yoshi. Yogi? Okay, well, I'm terrible at names. Who's next on stream? Which round is this? Losers or winners? Losers quarter. Yoshi, hand up please. Okay, I just wanted to know where you are. Yogi.
Start battle.
Alright, it looks like we're going to the losers quarterfinals here with VC and Yogi. Let's see who takes what. Looks like they're testing out their controllers, making sure they got everything hooked up right. Let's see where this goes from here. We are moving fast and furious through all the different rounds, both winners and losers brackets. Speaking of brackets, let's post up that brackets link here right now so you guys can check it on the brackets website. Again, if you have any messages, you can message us on through our Discord channel on our Discord channel. Here's our Discord link right there, discord.gg/GameSync. You can also reach us through our Twitch and social media channels.
Start battle. Rob. Tournament. Rob. Three, two, one, go!
pretty good strikes going on there. So there's now 1-0 rounds of fights to see if they move into
Start the battle. Round.
characters. Looks like they're going to keep the Yoshi's keeping Rob and he's keeping the young Link.
1, go!
Dead center area has got a small platform above it. Allows you to go on the edge to come up into the smaller platforms. It also means that smaller space for the game. Again, on the edge of the take a look at that as you can. The back to the battle. Rob versus Little Link. Both of them going back and forth on this in the loser quarterfinals. Back and forth. The small mini platforms have moved away. It's going pretty fast. Back and forth. Damage percentiles are similar or very close to each other. Only about 20% separation. Again, it's Link and Rob fighting for that small slight edge on the edge of the battle, and wow, that is game. So we're now going to the best, the final round of fights for this matchup for the losers quarterfinals. It looks like it's 1-1 right now. Let's see if that stays the same. I'll be back in just a second. I have some other business to deal with. I'll be right back to give you some straight fight action. Alright, I'm back. It looks like we've got a pretty interesting match. A pretty good slugfest between young Link and Rob the Robot. It is now even up on lives left available in this best 2 out of 3 matchup for the loser quarterfinals. It could be another miracle story if one of these two moves on to the grand finals like Corbin did on Thursday. We gotta cheer all our players. And like I said, I don't even have the coordination to be half as good as you see on the stream here. But I find this interesting that there are still people out there that believe that esports and people that play these things as a pro or semi-pro are not a real athlete. I have seen these guys train. They are considered athletes. They take time to review films, including previous tournament matches we will show on our YouTube page, to match up and see what they can do to counter a person they might face in one of these tournaments. It is very interesting. I have had people glued standing for 10 to 20 minutes watching a match just so they can see who they might be facing in the next round. This is very interesting. This is much as a sport as any physical sports like basketball, baseball, or hockey, or even NASCAR. These people train hard, they study, and they play. We are just getting good here, and it looks like now it is 2-1 in favor of Rob. Rob is doing such a good job here, but young Link is also taking the battle. Again, they try to hold just to off the center of the main battlefield so they can throw enough damage onto the edge as their opponent is trying to get back up onto the main battlefield. Again, it looks like they've gone to this battlefield. It's the final destination battlefield again. And again, the damage and the areas are going, they're a little different now. They're pretty much even. They're down to 1 life each. Let's see who will make it into this, move the way up the brackets back into the grand finals. See if they can win. And it's a smack up, and there goes the final blow. Who won it? Rob won it. It is 2-1, Rob. So that was a pretty good match. We'll probably be setting up for another bracket run in just a second here. I'll be going off there just for a second to see who moves into the next stream. I'll be right back. All right. Okay. All right, I'm back on air here. This is going to be the winner's final, the one step below the grand finals. So right now it's going to be a matchup, Big versus 7 in the bracket system. Let me put that bracket system up so you can double check. There's the bracket links right there. You want to look for the Saturday Super Smash, what we call the Sync Up Saturdays matchup. Right now we have 7 versus Big in this matchup. They're going to be setting up their controllers and then choosing characters and matchups. Let's see who takes it all the way for a grand final. The winner of these matches, which is actually going to be bigger than some of normal matches. Give me just another second. I have something to deal with.
Stop battle.
So, it is the winner's final, so this means instead of being the best 2 out of 3, it's going to be the best 3 out of 5. And then the winner of this is going to have a spot in the grand finals. And the winner of the final set in the losers bracket may end up facing the winners of the winners finals for the whole shebang. We've still got a couple other matches going on here, but we'll be showing you as much as we can on stream. So right now we have 7 versus Big, and I have actually posted up the brackets for this thing, for this tournament for today. You will go to the smash.gg Sync Up Saturdays. You're looking up for Sync Up Saturday number 12, I believe. Yes, it is number 12. We are restarting after the whole thing with COVID. We've been doing a couple of these tournaments online, and now we get to do it back in person. Matchups there, figuring out where they're going to battle and what characters there are. I'm going to close a couple screens, not close, but minimize a couple screens here so I can give you the best commentary possible. So they're trying to decide on a arena. And then see, oh, okay, it's going to be a temporary pause. There's going to be a small break here while we wait for some of the players to get everything. While on this break, I'd like to remind you this tournament is actually playing here at GameSync. I'll be right back. We're back from that small break. We got both the players choosing their characters, then deciding on what battlefield that they want to play on. Still deciding on the battlefield. Again, this tournament is here, produced and streamed locally at GameSync. We do run these tournaments both Saturday and Thursday. Thursday night's crowd seems to be a little bigger now that school's out, but we want to grow the Saturday group too. But we'd like to get other events here. So it is, let's see here. I want to make sure I have it right. Yeah, 7 versus Big. Big being on the right side of your screen, 7 being on the left side of your screen. They're still choosing up characters and then deciding where they're going to fight this battle out. Let's see what happens. There's 7's choosing. Oh well, will this be a character-on-character fight? Will it be an equal matchup? Will it be Cloud versus Cloud? We're going to see something unique here. Let's see what's going to happen here. It's Dinky Kong versus Cloud. So 7's going to be playing Dinky Kong, and Big is going to be taking the Cloud to the win. Let's see goes in. Cloud's got that big sword, but Dinky Kong's got all those bananas and barrels. and banana bombs. And again, the fight is off. They are fighting on the, I guess I don't remember which battle map this is, but it is like some of the others that has the small platforms just off center, so it makes it very interesting to fight and try to hold the main center. Again, the fighting tries to stay just off the side of the center of the screen of the main battlefield, but it's a little harder because you do have those vertical platforms underneath, so it can cause confusion and you can have characters trapped in there and take extra damage because they can't bounce up. Again, they're trying to kick them in just off center of the main battle arena to be able to kick off and keep their opponent on the edge. But with these two small platforms there, it is a chance for one of them to get a high enough jump off from the edge off and over and into the center of the map. I do apologize, this takes a lot of effort, and that's why we are looking for people who want to come in and just commentate on the games. Even if they don't know much about it, we'd love to have extra people talking back and forth about who's doing what they favorite, or who they actually favorite. Oh, and in the first round here, it looks like 7 is actually up 3 lives to 2 over Big on Cloud, but they're both in the same amount of damage range of how much damage they have taken. Only difference is Dinky Kong still has 3 lives to Big's only 2. Again, they are swinging back and forth using their character special abilities, trying to keep that command of that just off the center of the main part of the battle arena. And you are actually seeing that the 2 small platforms that hang over the off sections of the center can cause problems and can cause characters to have to rethink some of the damage they do and how they do it. And again, taking command of just off center of the main battlefield seems to be a winning strategy. Now it's even up 2 lives to 2. Back and forth the battle goes, fighting. Big Boar is a little in the danger zone because he had so much damage that he wouldn't get back to the center. He's forced out. He's now down 1 life to 2. Dinky's 2 lives. Again, back and forth, big sword swings with that enormous, impossible sword versus the banana peels and the banana bazooka or banana bombs. Back and forth. A jump on and smack. Rotating spin smack from Dinky Kong. Doing a decent amount of damage to Boner and Big and the Cloud character. Cloud character just needs more room to be able to swing that sword just a little bit harder. He got it back with the sun magic strength. He's doing some parry, but Dinky Kong sends Cloud into the clouds. So the first round of this best of 5 goes to 7 and Dinky Kong. So now that the scoreboard's changed, they'll be changing up that. That looks like they're going back to the same battlefield. Will we be? Well, maybe not. They're moving around, seeing if they want to go with different characters. They're selecting characters, trying to choose who they want to play. What do they want to play? Oh, it looks like it's going to be Dinky Kong versus Min Min. Never seen Min Min in real fight action, so I don't know exactly the design of the character, but it's the same Battlefield 1. Dinky Kong popping out of the barrel and Min Min stretching her long robotic arms. This is a pretty interesting match here. You've got Dinky Kong with all the slips and slides and Min Min with the long stretch arm attacks. It's going back and forth. The damage area is staying about the same. They're trying to stay in the center of the battlefield. In this particular battlefield, it looks like there are 3 mini platforms. 1 over dead center, 2 off the centers itself. So again, not having that open air in the main battlefield makes it a more confined fight. More damage is going to be done back and forth. Dinky Kong is trying to get back on the edge and trying to take command of the off center. He seems to be done damage amounts have come back into the equal range here. About equal damage. Both of them are still on their first 3 lives. Now Dinky Kong got pushed off the edge, but he's taken back over command to the center. But he's making some risky moves trying to kick Min Min off the side and keep him off the side. He got a good strike there, but Min has a couple of chances to grab onto the edge, gets back up there. Again, they're fighting just off the center of the main battlefield, off the main circle, but with as many platforms in there, they have to keep thinking too many aerial attacks. Because those mini platforms kind of limit what you can do. Back and forth, they're now on the edge, fighting each other on the edge, back and forth. Damage, and Dinky Kong seems to take the lead in the damage spots. 3 lives to 2, but he's in the danger zone when it comes to the amount of damage he has on his character. Now it's back even, 2 lives even on his second match of best of 5. Best 3 out of 5. Can 7 hold it up? Can he keep it and take it to only game 3? Or will it go 1-1 and we have to decide on a game 3 or game 4? Let's see how this is. Back and forth, the damage areas are still in the same amount of range here. But again, as with all other strategies, it seems the strategy is to hold just off the center of the main battlefield and keep the opponent from getting back up from the edge. 7 took a slide there and took down the 1 life to Min's 2. So 7 versus Big, they seem to be going at it pretty much. And again, like I said, those mini platforms makes them have to rethink some of their better attacks, because those attacks require a lot of aerial space above their heads. Back and forth as smacking goes. Min is taking a lot of damage. She's in the triple digits here. It could be just 1 or 2 smacks to get her off the edge and push everything into an equal match here. Oh, Big got another couple smacks in. Dinky Kong is now in the triple digits also, but it could be anyone's choice here. Anyone who cannot make it or survive it, trying to keep it on the edge. Oh, suplex. And the fight, and that is game. It looks like it is going to be a 1-1 match here. So going to game 3, it's tied up 1-1. Let's see. Even if someone wins the next match, it has to be the 3 best out of 5. So it may be a game 4 or even a game 5. That's what you get when you get into the higher levels. Again, like I said before, a lot of people consider esports not a sport still in the general public, but I've seen these people train. They don't go physically into it, but they put a lot of mental attitude in it and some physical. It requires some good eye-hand coordination and some understanding the opponent's moves to do this. Now they're choosing their battlefield now and see what happens, and see if they keep the same characters or move to new ones. So it's all matched up. 7 versus Big, 1-1. Oh, they've both looked like they've moved on to different characters. Big is keeping with Min, while 7 has moved up to Lilith. Let's see. Oh, and now they're fighting on a very unique battlefield. It is a spaceship flying through space, and that center has a mini platform above it, and the 2 off centers also have a mini platform above it, making aerial or up strikes harder to do because you do have those platforms in the way. Again, they're trying to take command of just off center to stay liable and stay in the game here. It's anyone's match on who wins and how it goes. Back and forth, the damage areas and the damage percentiles are almost equal, with a slight lead to 7. Big has gotten some sacks, but Big just lost life there. But now that means he has a fresh character to someone who's got damage on their character already. Again, just seems to stay just off the center of the main part of the battle platform to try to keep the person popping off of the edge from getting up there. But those upper platforms do sometimes get in the way, and someone can get up and take out of the middle section. It's going back and forth here. Sword strike versus arm strikes out. Science versus technology, or technology versus magic. Back and forth the fights go. Back and smack. It looks like 7 is way into the triple digits of damage zone, but he has 3 lives to the 1 life of Big, or 2 lives of Big. Back and forth. Now it's even. 2 lives for 2. 7 and Big going at it with their respective characters. Oh, but Seven pulls out a bow tray, trying to get a long shot. But Min, with her stretching arm attack, seems to be keeping him closer to the edge, while she holds up just off-center part of the arena. Now Seven got back in and took over command by using that upper platform to sneak around, and just forced Min off the edge for enough damage to put her down to 1 life to this 2. Seven and Big going at it back and forth. Min just hiding, waiting to get those attacks in. Both of them climbing up from the edge, trying to hold that position. Back and forth, trying to force the other one off the edge and force into a fatal mistake. And again, those middle platforms, the higher platforms, making it harder to keep and take command of that middle section. Now it's 1 life to 1. This is going to be a close match here. Seven and Big, both are fighting for the next chance to move on to the grand finals. Let's see who can take it. See who goes through all this heartache to make it up there and face the first opponent from the loser's bracket. Back and forth, Seven is in the damage zone, so is Big. They both seem to be taking damage. They're both equal. It's 1 life to 1 life here. Science, again, versus technology. With men doing the stretch out real body guns and the other character using the magic from the magic ray. Oh, and there goes game. Big takes the second of 3 rounds. So 3 rounds so far. But it is not over yet. It is the best of 3. 3 out of 5. So there will be another match. Give me a minute to take a little breather and we'll see what's going on.
Start battle. Men.
Alright, so they're selecting their characters and the battlefield for the next round. Round 4 out of 5. It is right now 1-2 with Big up by 1 win. But this is the best of 5, so it is a chance for Seven to strike back and even it up and take it to a game 5. They've both chosen their characters. Big is sticking with Min while Seven is moving back to Dinky Kong. And again, the battlefield is the spaceship with the upper platforms. This is going to be an interesting match because both of them have aerial attacks or up attacks that can't be done with the upper platforms in the way. So this is going to be a more concentrated fight on either the top platforms or the bottom big platforms and pushing one character versus the other off the edge. Again, with those upper platforms though, it allows the person who's closer to the edge a chance to get up and behind the other person and take over command of that center area. Gotta be careful though when you're trying to do those edge strikes because you could also, if you miss, force yourself off the edge and put you into the defeated opponent or the loser's area. Again, we have both sides trying to take command of that just off-center area. But those upper platforms are providing some sort of ways of sneaking around sometimes. I like this battlefield. It makes for some interesting fights. And because you can't do aerial attacks. And there it goes. Seven is now 1 life to 3 here. But Min and Big is still in the danger zone because she's in the damage taken. Caused by other two, force that person off the ledge. Before the battle close. It's been an interesting fight here. This has been one of the longer matches that I've seen, even coming from Thursday when Corbin took second place from coming all the way back from the loser's bracket. And now it's even, 2 lives for 2. Big and Seven trying to stay in the fight here, trying to take it to a game 5. There is 1 life to 2. Big is commanding area on that south center section. But Dinky Kong just seems to he's not run back in. And seems Big can't get the attacks he wants to keep on the edge. They're now fighting just off center. Big's Min's just been dropped to the drop. Hop off the edge, but snuck around the platform. He's tapping back to the main command area. Dinky Kong doing the same thing, sneaking cover, and someone looks to sneak around to the other side. And it looks like it's going to be a very intense match here. Again, 7 needs to win this thing, stay in the fight. Mid Big just needs to win this round to move on to the Two to 1-1. One last life for each. Can 7 take it to game 5, or will this be game 4 and a win for Big? And there it goes. It is game. Set, match to Big. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to take a small break here while we wait to set up to see if we're going to see another matchup before the grand finals, or if we're going to move to the grand finals right away. I'll be right back. See if my commentating does any good today. I barely know the game. That's what I'm saying. Are you out of the matches, or? All right. Well, if you want to hop in here, because I have no clue what I'm doing. Just grab one of the folding chairs, please. Be over here. And can I get your name? Whatever you want to put up here. Way to go, Big. I saw that match. It was a pretty... It almost went to a game 5 there.
Do I need to talk any louder, or is this fine? I just want to make sure that I'm not going to like...
You're doing pretty good here. Right. You're not getting over into the red, so we're doing pretty good. All right, I'm joined as commentator as the winner of the last match. Big is going to be helping us commentate till we get to grand finals.
Gotcha.
I really appreciate this, Big. Now, what was it that really made you want to do that switch over to mid-min? Was it just...
So honestly, I'm just trying to figure out... I want to figure out who I can secondary, and I've been looking at sorties for a while now. You wouldn't have seen it before because it wasn't on stream, but I've been going like Roy and Cloud for the majority of the first few rounds. And then like if I feel like those characters aren't working, which sometimes it just doesn't, I just switch over to the mid-min, go to somebody that I'm more comfortable with. And
did you have a choice on some of the battlefields? Because I was saying those battlefields were tight confines because you couldn't get those up smashes because of the mini platforms above.
Right. So my idea was I was kind of just figuring out what stages he was comfortable with, because he was going to be counter picking mainly. Figure out what he's comfortable with, and if I needed to ever counter pick, figure out what he doesn't want to play on, and then at least I know for later that maybe he doesn't want me to go on tripods or something, maybe he doesn't want me to go on FD, stuff like that.
Cool. Now, are there certain battlefields that are selected that are not, quote, regular tournament legal, or just...
So, not really, because we actually have a rule set going on right now. 3-1 over 7. Big. Yeah, I'm Big. He was 7. I 3-1 over 7. So, there's no real stages that I can say is, like, taboo, I guess, because, I mean, like, all the stages that we're going to use right now, or what we consider tournament legal here. Now, of course, there's a couple stages that are, like, a bit odd, such as this one right now, Lilat. Not a lot of people like to play on Lilat. It's a really big, uncomfortable stage that not a lot of people enjoy playing
because
on.
Those mini platforms
because those
above.
mini platforms and those little slants. And you probably could see that during my gameplay where I was trying to hit him while he was hanging on the ledge.
Yeah, I see that. I see the general strategy in this game is just to be just off-center on the main platform and try not... if you get a choice, try not to play on arenas that have higher mini platforms because it does allow for your opponent to get up and behind you and command the position.
And, like, when you're playing, you just want to choke them out, like limit their options as much as you can. And when you're in that position and you're on top of a platform and they can just do whatever they want to, that's really scary.
Now, in the past tournaments I've watched, I've only seen one character, I don't remember what it was, do a loop-de-loop from around the platforms.
Oh, I'm not sure. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head.
It was a real high gameplay. It was back when we were having a finishing of the pro circuit over a year ago, and someone started out with 0 health or 0 damage and was pushed off one edge, and instead of trying to go back to that ledge, went underneath the main platform, came around from behind.
Right.
Still lost the match, but it was pretty interesting.
But it's high level movement that you just wouldn't expect to see.
It's like I hear a lot of people. I'm not a Rick Fox or anybody like that, but I've seen enough people come in who play the game professionally, or what we consider amateurs. But the people like you and some of the others I've been seeing at these local tournaments, they're pros. You guys take the time to study the films, if there are films or reels of it. That's why we keep all our stuff on YouTube and produce on Twitch. I've seen people stand for an hour behind a couple matches, just watching, studying, learning what's going on. I'm going to go off air for a minute to find out who's going to be in the next stream, and I'll be right back and we'll talk about it. Casey, who's up next on stream?
Start the battle. King K. Rool.
Alright, we're back on with Big here. This is John, manager of GameSync. We're getting ready to see another set of matches here. It is Soul Breaker versus Joe Daddy, losers quarterfinals matchup. We're just trying to get everybody we can on stream to show off the talent that is playing here. So Big, what should we be looking for in this matchup here?
So right now, I'm not sure who Joe plays, but I know that we can see Soulbreaker pull out a. Let's fix that. It has a little colons up there. Yeah.
Okay.
But I know that Soulbreaker, he plays K. Rool and Richter, so we're probably going to see a big heavy zoning match right here. And I want to see who's going to be able to push who to a point where they can't pick any options. So let's see if this is going to be a battle of patience, or if some of this is going to be running up into the face.
Okay, I need to switch the players around so I know which is on which player there. So you talk about... Yeah, I see that. I just fixed that up right now. It's
like
update.
PT. Okay.
Okay, it's a Bowser and a Pokemon trainer starting out with the Squirtle. Now, does the Pokemon default to starting out with Squirtle and the choices of Pokemon they get to put up, or can they choose who they put up first?
You can actually press, I believe it's Y, while you're hovering over a Pokemon, and you can choose whether you want to go charge or Ivysaur or Squirtle. And it's really up to the player, but what tends to be the popular pick is having Squirtle out to get that big damage because he's such a heavy combo character, and then it's sorting them out with Ivysaur, hopefully we're going to see right now, and then finishing off that stock with a heavy hitting Charizard.
Now, what counters does, is King Bowser, I take it, is the other character?
That's King K. Rool, he's from the Donkey Kong series.
Okay. King K. Rool. So Donkey Kong, not the Mario stuff.
Not the Mario.
Okay, it's like I said, I'm really new to that. It looks like switch to. Looks like the Pokemon trainer switched to Charizard. The damage levels are still in this. Both of them are real up into the three-digit point, and again, it looks like the main strategy is to just say off-center the main battlefield and try to keep or push the opponent off.
Able to take that stock with 150%. Let's see what Joe Daddy can come up with to take the stock away. We've got a heavy against the midway. I want to see if they take the stock early or if he has to play the long game. Oh, and a big down air coming from Ivysaur, taking that stock. Not early, but at least he was able to take it out. Now let's see what damage he can get out of the square now.
Cool. So again, the idea is to try to stay not in the center arena, but close to the middle center, and force the other player off or keep them close to the edge, so you can then do a couple super down strikes and keep them from coming back up onto you.
You want to make sure that you hold on to that stage control, because and a big F tilt at 120%. Unfortunately, killing him very early. Joe Daddy's going to take a big leap of faith here to take the stock back. So the idea is stage control is the name of the game. You want to push your opponent into the corner and make them as uncomfortable as possible, because this game relies on it. Oh, and a down air, but that just doesn't take it yet. Unfortunately, it's a sweet spot of obviously down air. Let's see what he can do. Good stage, man.
Now, does the mini platforms in these arenas actually affect what kind of strikes you can do when you're underneath them?
No, it doesn't affect the strikes that you can do. You're open to do as many things as you normally be able to do, but it limits your opponent's option, because on that platform, you're going to be hit from below you. It's really hard to choke out anything that could take away your options.
Both of them are playing on the edge here. Oh, and the first match goes to...
1-0 on his side. Let's see if Joe Daddy can make the next game in his favor.
Let's see if that happens. Now, this is a chance where they can make counter bids on the arenas and switch out characters if they want to.
Now that Soulbreaker won, he's going to ban 2 stages, and Joe's going to be able to pick out the rest of the ones that are available.
Okay. So that's what's happening right now. Right. And then they can also switch out characters if they want. Now, in these types of matchups, you have 1 or 2 mains and like 1 or 2 alternates, because there's so many different characters you have to fight against.
It's such a varied game that there's so many playstyles that you're going to have to deal with from every character, and it's really up to you to go to take it. Are you able to comfortably play this with your game, or do you need to stay over and take it?
Well, they're back on the Pokemon Battle Arena. I think this is Battle Arena 2. And it looks like Soulbreaker is keeping up with the character he was using in the first round, and Soul Daddy is...
Wow! A giant down there coming from Soulbreaker, killing him at near 70%.
That was a pretty big attack smash. And that's the name of the game, Super Smash Brothers. Now, I want to remind all our people out there, we run these tournaments 2 times a week, Thursdays and Saturdays. We're always looking for people like Big and others who have the time when they're not playing to come and commentate, or just get someone who wants to see the game and just commentate. Maybe use that chance to study who they might go up to in the next tournament. And the actions...
And Saturday afternoons at 12, you guys can show up, and we really appreciate it.
So it now looks it's 3-1 in the lives lost and lives gained here. Joe Daddy's got Joe Daddy got a pretty good down air. The get close to equaling this is out, but it's still a dangerous strategy here. They're both in the low percent of damage taken, and the fight again seems to be just off the main center of the battle arena. The whole idea trying to push the other opponent off or keep them on the edge where they can get more strikes and make it harder for that person to gain back up onto the fighting platform. So, just a real quick recap here. How many characters are in the game now?
I believe it's about 81 now, and they're just adding a new character from second. Oh, wow! And at 90%, his stock is sealed off. It's over. That makes it 2-0 in Soul Breaker's favor. We have to see what Joe can do to bring this back.
Yeah, he has an upworld fight because this is the best 3 out of 5,
Right.
and it's an uphill battle. But we've seen that before. I mean, I don't know if you were here Thursday, but Corbin was pushed into the lower bracket. His main is a Steve, and he took that losers bracket and made it all the way to the grand finals and almost won the whole thing.
Right. He got second place last time.
And it went almost to a game 5 too. It was very interesting, very equal matchup.
Right. Okay. Let's see what Joe can do with this. He's been holding on to that. Soulbreaker's been holding on to that K roll and constantly taking the PS2. I wonder if Joe Daddy wants to switch up the stage or maybe switch up to another character. I don't know what he's comfortable with because all I know is that he only has PT and Falco on hand. It's going to be really uncomfortable. He's in a bad spot, but he's not out of the set yet. So
No. There are so many options, and this is a good time to throw out a wild card and maybe try a new alt or main.
Right. Nobody's going to choose.
Oh, they're taking a small break.
Probably Diddy. I'm really uncomfortable. I fought people like Aaron before, and his Diddy is disgustingly good. I cannot handle Diddy personally.
Yeah, the order. Come on in.
Holla holla!
Yeah. Right. Hopefully right. That's good. Right.
Now, as far as we have ranked
Really?
by day
Oh,
passes,
okay.
the 7 or 10 hour day pass
Yeah.
has been for 24 hour play.
Right.
Since we open at 10 and close at midnight, sometimes a little later, depending
Yeah.
on how many.
Because there can still be people who want to
It
just
makes
play
it
out
tough
there.
on ESPN manager.
Because you have to stick out here. But at least you know that people are enjoying what you brought here. And that's a very
Have the high speed internet,
Right.
you want to think about 80% down and up. It's right across the street from the Transit Management Center, which has the fiber bundle.
very
Start the battle.
We're just 2 blocks over off of Conroy that has all those sweet places.
right.
Bars and stuff.
King K. Rool.
So COVID had, there was a micro route just up there.
Right, right.
And people coming in from there.
Yeah.
See all the lines out the door.
Right. There's just been so many people here.
Then while we had COVID,
Right.
doing online,
Yeah, yeah.
that was pretty cool. It's amazing. COVID hit a lot of people that stand.
Right,
Suddenly, even the not so popular esports games were
right.
flooded with people.
Yeah, because now everybody just has to play video games. It's their best pastime. Right,
Blizzard,
right,
Epic Games,
Right.
all had the hustle to get certain parts.
right.
Had to.
Because now that everybody's coming in, those servers are just gonna become. It's gonna go crazy.
It's still
Right.
up. It still is there.
Right.
It's starting to plateau.
Uh-huh.
And it may go down a little once we get
Right.
regular professional or physical sports.
Right, yeah.
So many colleges and some other venues are now the future. The future is
Right.
esports.
Right.
The International Olympic Committee is looking at possibly
That's
adding
right, yeah.
esports as they did the exports. And exports split off.
Right. And because of how popular gaming became because of quarantine, we're just gonna see more and more of the support
It was
going towards
growing. It was
esports.
growing by a decent slope up
Right.
exponentially before COVID.
Right.
COVID just put it in.
Exactly.
It started out 5 years ago or so in the
Right.
list of billion-dollar businesses.
Right.
The double digits.
Exactly.
Multiple billion dollars. These companies. Or the big Easterns. You've got Russian tech companies looking at creating their own franchises for certain esports games.
Right.
Like I mentioned before, I'm not a big opponent like Rick Fox or all of this stuff.
But you're still supporting the
I
scene.
still support this.
Right.
I saw the future that was happening at our own location.
Right.
And Rick Fox was such a big supporter.
Uh-huh.
He had to do it after he retired. His son.
Right.
His
Okay. Yeah.
son plays video games. One of the most popular battle conventions.
Right.
I saw how big the convention was. His son requested to go to one of the regionals. So I don't have to sit on my original but
Right.
invest it and make my own franchise.
And look where that's taken him.
Yeah.
Rob!
Right.
4 different professional franchises. Now you're packing the fights. It's going to be Joe Daddy's.
3, 2, 1,
So,
go!
this is a play. This is Yogi. This is Yogi. Is their game over already? I thought it was a best of 5. Oh, okay. Their match is up right now. It's going to be 2-0. Sorry about that. 2-0 for Soulbreaker over Joe. And now we're starting Soulbreaker over Yogi. I'm sorry about that. We're very off track. There seems to be a big thing for a lot of players. I guess that makes sense. Everybody loves to go to PS2. It seems to be a lot of a very feature game for a lot of players where they feel like they do play on matches without being choked out by the stage. That's very good. Oh, whoa, wow. Okay, good gyro coming out. Let's see if we can. Oh, he could not seal out the stock right there, but a good 40%. Shots out at 130, but let's see. Soulbreaker needs to take something. Is this down there going to take it? Down to the upset, down that takes your stop at 170. Alright, let's see what it can do with this. Maybe only has a 70% lead, but for a heavy, that's not much to say. Yeah. So typically what you'll notice is that the heavier character, or the bigger characters take a lot longer to be thrown off stage. Well, not thrown off stage, but more hit harder off stage. They're able to survive a lot harder hits and make it easier, but the important
because they're big players and balance.
Right, but the unfortunate thing that comes from being heavy is that your hitbox is so large, it's extremely easy to get those big combos on you. But looks like Soulbreaker's still able to manage. He's holding on to the stock at 150 again, being heavy, so just not working out very well right now. But Yogi might be able to do something. Up smash on 150, hitting him from behind. Oh! Oh, just barely missing the gyro control right there, but he still has a big lead. I wouldn't doubt that Yogi can do even more off this than what he has right now. Get a roll there extension. Fair. Big up there, but that's just not going to cut it out just yet. So do we know if this one is actually a best of 5 or if this is down tiers just to drag him off stage, but that has to settle out. Not quite yet. He's so heavy, it just does not want to forfeit the stock yet. Going out another down air. He didn't spike though. Nope, this is going to recover high. Down goes, buried, and that's the stock. The up smash taking it out at 160, and just leaves it at 1-0 to Yogi. yet, but we do know that Soulbreaker has a Richter on deck. Oh, straight to PS2 again. They just don't care about the bans right now. Or if he's going to have to bring out the Richter, or if he's thinking about staying payroll. Third controller. Hang on. Oh, there's the Richter. Okay. Richter to Rob.
Ricker is what, from Castlevania?
Yeah, Castlevania.
I reckon that team went.
Right.
2, 1, go!
Right. Wasn't that in that dispute where video games are really going downhill and they needed to brand their console as a toy? He's still got to stop that shit, but this does not make sense. If they're able to just take these red stacks and keep throwing these red stacks, they're just going to come back up. Throwing projectiles, but Yogi's able to make it over 2 airs, close out about 20% off of it. But still isn't the stop. Got the legs, holy water. Oh, you can think it's going to just miss and hit the shield. Down to it, he doesn't take it right away. And the side via ledge, is that going to take it? Not quite yet. Let's see what he does. Going for the gimp with the gyro, but it doesn't hurt. Up tilt to move in the air. Let's see. He's getting a little uncomfortable. Tell by his movement. Going off stage, he's just off call right now. Not even getting a solid hit on Soulbreaker right now. The lead doesn't hit there. Up smash, closing it at 110. Very early stop. Now Soulbreaker needs to make a large comeback. This should be able to kill. Not quite yet. But that axe is going to close it out at 170. Yogi has a shot lead, but let's see if Richter can come back and make some potato miss. So Rob is actually considered a heavyweight, but more on the lower end of heavyweight. This class is heavyweight, Richter is it's not the same weight as Rob. It's very surprising to see the weights on these characters because you'll see people like Big League Potential is actually the same weight as Samus, which is very crazy. Especially when his projectiles out. Oh, go down to it. Hold on, this button's kind of on the ledge. For him, because I've got to see it on the side. Grab. Soulbreaker's having very good momentum on his side. Let's see if he can close this out. Oh, and he doesn't combo. Very unfortunate. I've seen that combo before, but he just
Wow. Now, some of these big strikes where they kind of stop the whole match and you see strike, those are like special attacks or super attacks.
So those are the same attacks they have, but they have this thing called freeze frames, where if it's a landing blow that should kill, it'll freeze it off just to add a little bit more emphasis on that freeze.
Oh wow.
Oh wow, okay. Soulbreaker has taken this this one-stop deficit and turned it into a lead for him, but he needs to be able to seal out the stop if he wants to make anything work of it. Down to side B off the stage, does not get the edge guard, unfortunately. Maybe he's a little bit more patient. It'll work out, and that side B is going to take it, and that's it. Game 2 goes to Yogi, 2-0. This is looking very rough for Soulbreaker. It's going to be the last match. Let's see if they want to keep this on PS2 or if Yogi finally wants to switch up the stages.
So while the discussion's going on, so how many of the new tournaments after COVID have you been involved with, Big?
So this is actually my third offline tournament ever. I was not really hugely involved in the offline scene. I was mostly a Wi-Fi player. But as soon as offline came back, I was searching for any local tournaments in my area, and luckily I found
Okay, we're going into round 3. They're keeping the same characters. You know, after a couple rounds or after one round or so, you kind of get the feel of what you're playing against if you stay with the same character, or you see your opponent stay with the same character. Sometimes it's a change of venue, the arena. Sometimes it's just you guys, as I'll call you professionals, you kind of learn fast what characters work, what defenses, what attacks works against the opposing opponent. And it's just a matter of just finding a groove after that.
Oh, that just barely closed it out, but unfortunately, stopped it out with a soul breaker. That would have been a big combo and big lead opening up. But this game is still very much in his favor right now. 8% lead.
Taking command of that off-center position, just barely off the center of the main map, so they can keep that one person towards the edge. Again, you have to think of those upper mini platforms. If you do not, you have to think in almost a three-dimensional field here. This is not, even though it's a side scroller, it's 3 dimensions. There's ways of getting around the arena in even just a side event. That's why they don't stay in the center.
Soulbreaker had the lead, but he just lost it. Maybe this is Yogi's game, but Soulbreaker's still not out. He can make this comeback if he needs to. Oh, very good combo cross to upbeat. Seeing him stop at 150, but Yogi still has the lead in percent. Let's see if Soulbreaker can make this. Oh, big down tilt combos. Again, down tilt combos right back to back, and now he's reset at leg. Very uncomfortable position for him. Yogi just unrelenting pressure, buttons in his face over and over again.
This has been an incredible matchup and an incredible tournament to watch, especially from someone who barely knows the game. I was more equating characters to what I know, being a slight history buff. So when you had Rob versus some of the other characters that use sword weapons or weapons and shields, it was very interesting to see the combination, and then the Min versus the Dinky Kong. It's just interesting to see those arm strikes going out, those long reach strikes versus the banana peel and the banana bombs. It's just, again, it was mainly this taking command of the the just off center of the main arena. So what are we seeing here?
Oh, and a big down to get F smash. What a solid combo coming up from Soulbreaker. 40% deficit, but this does not mean he's out of the game. Soulbreaker showed that he was able to really make a stop that shit before, extremely close, and he's in the lead. Stepwise, big F smash coming out for him. This is the momentum Soulbreaker really needs to make this match in his favor. He's showing that it's in his favor right now. So let's see if he can take this stock. Side B to reset and he's off stage in a very uncomfortable position. Soulbreaker doesn't want to be here. I'll keep coming up to Soulbreaker, unfortunately, with his entry just not to take stocks away. Good air dodge type coming out from Yogi.
Oh man, it's just, yeah, it's, like you said, you see where Richter comes back in and gets that off-center area, but
that's not the set quite yet. Oh no, and I think that's it with Gyro taking it out.
Yeah.
Edgeguard sealing out the game. That is 3-0 going to Yogi. Congratulations to making the grand finals. Soulbreaker next time, but third place is still nothing to be sad about.
No.
To both of these players, they played extremely out of their minds. See you guys in grand finals.
All right, you'll be going off there. All right, well, nice knowing you, Big. Thanks for helping me with some of the commentating duties. So now we're going into looks like the last 2 of the matches here. See where we get into the grand finals. I'll be putting things on a pause and getting right back to see what we're seeing next on the stream. Be right back.
battle.
All right, this is John back up here. Big is going to be in the grand final. It looks like possibly the grand finals here. So right now we're in the losers finals. We got 7 versus Yogi. We're going to choose enough people. Again, these tournaments are run Tuesday nights or Thursday nights at 7 and Saturdays at noon. We could always use more players. And it looks like 7 is taking Ken. Oh, and Yogi is taking Commander Fox. This is going to be an interesting match on the final destination battlefield. No upper platforms to interfere with strikes. Again, taking command of that just off center of the main battle arena, trying to force the opponent or keep the opponent on the edge is the name of the game. Damage is racking up on Sky Fox, or Commander Fox, but it does look like Ken's taking some damage also. This is an interesting matchup. 2 different characters from 2 different universes with somewhat similar fighting styles. Karate and Kempo going on as far as I can tell. But it's also very interesting. And there it goes. Yoshi is down 1. It is now 3-2. We see who will win this first in the losers final. Now the losers finals is the best 3 out of 5, so we could actually have another close match that could go all the way to game 4 or game 5. It's very interesting. Yes, Rose Guardian, I did mention the shout out to Big. He knows that you're here, and I will make sure that gets passed on. I do appreciate all those people watching us on Twitch. And if you like to, you can give us a shout out or subscribe to us. We've got a decent number of people for even such a small tournament. I really appreciate everyone tuning in. And yes, these do get saved from Twitch to our YouTube channel within 24 to 48 hours after the tournament is over with. And we do have a growing playlist of tournaments of both Sync and Swim and Sync Up Saturdays that are racking up the views and stuff, so you can actually see what's going on here. See who you might face if you choose to come and play in the play against the opponents. So we've got a few things going on here. I'm going to be right back. The battle is going on still. I have something I have to deal with.
Challenge me after some practice.
Start battle. Rob.
While I was dealing with helping a customer, it looks like 7 won that first round. So it is now 1-0 for 7 versus Yoshi. Now they're deciding on a few things here, getting their fingers warmed up, maybe putting a little something, checking their phone, a few other things. While we're doing waiting for that out, let me make a couple of inputs here. I'm going to put in our Discord channel, our Discord server. I'm going to put in our calendar of events so you can see when the next tournaments are going on. And I'm also going to show you where we're showing the stream from, which is GameSync. Now we're getting into the second match here. It looks like Dinky Kong versus Rob. Seven versus Yoshi. They're both fighting with their same characters. Now, what else? Oh, and you can also subscribe to our channel. Let's put that up there so everyone can see and know how to do that. Alright, the damage maximums are about in the equal range. They're still fighting for slight off-center control. Trying to keep the other character pushed towards the edge so it's harder for them to fight back. Because they have to worry about slipping off the edge. Also, some up arrows, some down smashes there. And it looks like it's Rob is taking the worst, but no, it's back and forth. It's both are in triple finishing damage for their first life in this round. Let's see who ends up being forced off. Donkey Kong got pushed down. It's now 2 lives to 3. But Rob is still in that danger zone because he still has all that damage from the first set of fights. Gotta get back up on taking a little bit of command of that center. Stay alive and stay in the fight here. It's 7 versus Yoshi, and it is a prediction match. This happens to be Losers Finals. Winner of this best of 5 goes on to the grand finals and will probably be facing Big or one other opponent. Just trying to see who's going to take what. It's nice to have Big on the phone and on the mic with me talking about this matchup and giving some insight on this. Like I said, I'm a noob when it comes to this game, but I still find the action so exciting. Rob was on the edge to put a spinner out before Donkey Kong off the center of that thing. Now Donkey Kong's in the position Rob was in less than 10 seconds ago. Damage area was in the same area, but it looks like Donkey Kong got pushed off and took too much damage to recover. It's now 1 life to... Oh, now it's 1-1. They're both even. The winner will take this round in this second round of best of 5 for Losers Finals. Let's see, can 7 hang on to make it 2-0, or can Rob take it to make it a 1-1 match here? Both fighting, the damage levels are still low areas. It's pretty interesting combos and stuff to push the damage up. And Donkey Kong is one of the lighter classes. He's got a smaller hitbox for this Rob, who's considered at the low end of the heavy class when it comes to hitboxes. So it's a off matchup where the attacks go, but Rob has that longer stretch with his robotic arms and his good swing from there. Again, the damage is done. Each character is almost equal, about the same range, and again, they're just fighting just off the center of that main map. It's flying through space or whatever they call it. The damage levels are racking up. They're both in the same area. They're both trying to push or force the other character either into an overall damage or off the side of the map. 7 was doing a good job, but Rob just eked it out there. So it's now game 1-1 in the Losers Finals here. 7 versus Yogi. Now, while we get a minute, while the players are choosing the next characters in Battlefield, I want to make a couple shout-outs to the people watching us. Of course, the great moderators and broadcasters that are doing this thing, but also some of the other viewers that are watching, like Adama Pong 24 and Pirate Knight 1 and a few others. Feel free to join us and watch these tournaments. We're setting up all sorts of great things and things to go. We are trying to make it so everybody can participate and be involved. They have selected their characters and it looks like they've chosen the same type of battlefield. Again, it looks like it's one of the Final Destination battlefields. Again, the same characters. 7 playing Donkey Kong and Yogi playing Rob. And the damage fight out is going pretty good here. Donkey Kong seems to be in the lead by taking a little less damage here, but he can change in a heartbeat in a couple seconds. Again, they're fighting just off the center of the main part of the battle arena, trying to force the other to be forced off the edge and have to fight from a deficit to get back up onto the battle arena. That is part of the problem here. If you stay too long on the edge, you can end up taking a little damage. It also gives the opposition or opponent a chance to come up with some great super smash down combos and force your connection to that ledge even less. But again, it's back and forth. Rob seems to be taking the brunt of the damage from Dinky Kong and is knocked out for this round. But now Dinky Kong has to watch his battle assessment, his damage, make sure it doesn't go too far up, because even though he's in the lead, he is still playing on character 1. And it's going to take one. Oh, and Dinky Kong just couldn't get back onto the ring. So it's now matched up, 2 lives and 2 lives. And equal amount of, almost equal amount of damage. Rob taking throw on Rob taking throw, so Dinky Kong still below percentile. But it's hard for it to come back. Dinky Kong has to watch that edge. Oh, there he goes. He runs Rob up. Again, this seems to be a kind of mismatch of weight classes. The small versus the medium or large medium. But again, it seems to be a pretty back and forth battle here. Each player, Dinky Kong and Rob, 7 and Yoshi, each have 1 win to them. It's going to take 3 wins to move on to the next round. So unless there's a major upset here, we could see 4, maybe 5 rounds in this one round of battle in this losers finals. Back and forth, the damage equations, the damage taken, they're about equal. And again, they're both trying to stay there, keep or grab that just off-center area. But it's tricky if you try to stay too close to the center. You can give your opponent a chance to get back on the battle arena. But if you come too close to the edge, you can give a chance for your opponent to sneak above or over you or hit you with the attack just as they pop it back up. And now the match is even. 1 life to 1 life. Rob's got to stay careful. He's got to stay up on that platform as much as possible and try not to take too much damage, or he could be knocked out of it, or she could be knocked out of this thing. He is racking up some pretty good smacks against Dinky Kong. 7. They're both going at it, but in this game, Dinky Kong took that win. 7 is up 2-1 in this matchup. While we're waiting for things to get reset, I'm going to take a look at the standings here. So the winner of this game, 7 or Yoshi, will then face the grand final winner of the winners finals, Big. So it could be a big matchup versus 7 or Yogi. Let's see, they're choosing their characters again. Let's see what battlefield they've chosen. Alright, staying with their most popular names, as you call them. And the strikes are going out back and forth at the start. Again, the battlefield is the final Destiny battlefield. No upper platforms to worry about. They're both going at damage percentiles are still pretty close. Not too much difference between them, less than 30%. It's moving up there for Dinky Kong. Again, it's a matter of who holds that off center, what combos will work, what damage will work, who can hit their opponent's hitbox better with those combos. It's going back. It looks like Dinky Kong is taking the brunt of this damage, but Rob is not that far behind in damage taken. But Dinky Kong is now up into triple digits. And Dinky Kong is taking a lot of abuse from Rob. Rob seems to have found this and knocked Dinky Kong off the mat for the first part of the win. So someone's got to figure out how to get around some of those smacks and stuff. I'll be right back to the action in just a second. All right, back to the action here. I'm sorry I had, like I said, I'm the one person commentating, and I'm also handling some other operations here at the center. It's a pretty good matchup. They're both on their second lives here. Both in the double digits with the damage, but Dinky Kong got some pretty good smashes there. Pops on the end. Dinky Kong's trying to keep him from taking that edge, but Rob does a spin attack to force him back so he can get back on the main platform. And that is it. It is now Dinky Kong just got enough damage and knocked out Rob for that match. It is now 2-1 in lives in this particular round, and it's 2-1 in the rounds won. 7 up by 1 round over Yoshi, but this is a best of 5. It may have to go to a 5th game. Fighting is going back and forth here. Dinky Kong is now knocked out of the arena, so they're now down to each of their last lives on this particular round of fighting. They're both in the area of almost the same amount of damage. Little difference here. Rob seems to be getting a little more damage, but he comes back and he gets a decent amount of damage. And like that trick, he threw out the spinner and then hit him with the other laser blast attack. And again, they're fighting from that off-center part of the round, trying to kick the other person off or kick them to the edge where they can get some certain strikes in, but that doesn't always work. Rob has some capabilities that allows him to get up and over the opponents because he is a robot. He does have some rocket lifts, allows him to control the edge if he gets off the edge. Dinky Kong's back on the edge too, and this is going to be a matchup. It's a fight to the end. But Rob is out. That is another win for 7. Looks like they're going for another matchup here. They're going to match up for determine who actually takes it. Will there be a tiebreaker? Will it be finally going to take the win? And right after this, we'll have the grand finals. We'll be going big against the winner of this game. Let's see what happens here. So it's the same characters, same battle arena. They're going at it each and trying to get the next attack in on who they want to take down. Dinky Kong got forced off the edge even though he had the command of the off center. He just missed hitting that hitbox of Rob. Now we're going back and forth on this matchup. Dinky Kong's taking a lot of damage. He's got to watch that damage meter. Rob is up there too. They're both on their first lives on this round of battles. Let's see who ends up beating. Yep, back and forth. They're trying to take control of that center. A couple killer combos by Rob puts Dinky Kong on the edge. A spinner keeps Dinky Kong there, but Dinky Kong gets back up. Got in there, but got smashed, and there's now 2 lives, 3. And now Rob has got to be put in this position. He's got to watch out his damage meter so he doesn't get pushed or damaged off the edge. Oh, that was a great spinner and laser attack combo. Both of them going at it. Dinky Kong still just now taking damage for this life turn. Both of them off the edge. Both of them fighting on the edge. Both of them trying to get back onto the platform. Back into the center. Oh, this is supposed to fight. Looks like that. Looks like. And there goes Rob. Now it's 2-2 lives left in this matchup here. It is a 3-1 game. It could go. Probably won't go to 5, but they wanted to see another match in here. See what we can do before the quarterfinals. They get a decisive win. Alright, back and forth they fight. Dinky Kong versus Rob. Both of them are in the double-digit fight. Both of them fighting on that edge. It is so dangerous to fight off of that edge area. Both when you're off the main platform. Because one strike from either you can put you in out of the game, or a strike at the same time could put both of you out of the game. It's a matter, but now it's Donkey Kong 1, Rob 2. So it looks like Yoshi here could actually take it back. Take another game here and make it a 3-5 victory. Make it a 3-2 victory. Make it a harder matchup for the last game. Let's see what happens here. Back and forth they fight. Both of them staying close to that one edge side. Even with on that one edge side, if you're damaged enough, you can be forced off the other side. Now it's equally matched. This is it. This will determine who wins, who overall takes the loser finals, and how it goes. Back and forth, Donkey Kong and Rob. Donkey Kong, Rob. Rob has the lead in taking less damage, but Donkey Kong 7 knows how to take it back and put that, starting to put some big damage on the Rob character. Back and forth, fighting goes. The banana attack, swing attack, some up attacks there. Down attack, side attack. Donkey Kong was on that edge, had to hold in place. Took a spinner, that was a decent amount of damage there. It could be a big fight. It could be 4-2 or 3-2. 4-1, 3-2. Depends. Let's see how this goes. It's fighting back and forth. Spinner. Both of them on the edge. Both of them fighting on one edge, one side of the main arena to the other. Back and forth smash. And that's it. Yoshi took another hit, but lost the match overall. I guess that's it. Best of 5. It's 2-2? Okay, I missed the fight there. I'm sorry. Alright, sir. Alright, guys. I misquoted what was going on there. I thought it was 3-2, but it was actually 2-2. That was the 4th round. We are now to round 5, the final match in the losers finals here. Like I said, I'm the only one doing this right now, so I had to deal with the customer. I probably missed something there. We do apologize. That is now corrected. 7 has 2 wins. Yoshi has 2 wins. They're now trying to figure out who they're going to play, where, and what battle they're going to play. Looks like Yoshi's possibly sticking Rob. And does 7 stick with Donkey Kong? Yes, 7 sticks with Donkey Kong. This is going to be a cool matchup. Both of these characters have taken each of these rounds of battles to the last limb, to the last fight. Quick strike in there by Donkey Kong. Got some damage on Rob right ahead, but Rob's come back with a couple strikes there. Still not connecting. A couple good dodges, a couple misses, but yeah, it is still anyone's hit here. Rob seems to figure out the zone and just got to be able to connect with that hitbox area and start giving Donkey Kong some damage. And there it goes. Rob is starting to see where he can get in there and get some of those strikes in, but he's also taking some pounding for it. Again, they're fighting just off the center of the main arena, the main center of the event, and it looks like it's back and forth thing. They're putting out the attacks, throwing out a spinner attack, and then coming up with a follow snap when the opponent misses the one or dodges the first strike. Again, they're fighting off of that edge. Rob is being knocked. Every time Rob tries to come up, Donkey Kong seems to get a lucky strike in there for some hits, but again, he just can't finish it. He can't connect for a final combo to throw Rob off the match. But there it goes. Rob went off the match. It's now 3-2 in favor of 7 in favor of Donkey Kong. But that means Donkey Kong's got to watch that damage meter. Make sure he doesn't get damaged as much and gets more damage on Rob as fast as that. That's why he's waiting for Rob to come up off of that edge and just hit him with a couple combos, keep him on the edge zone. But Rob counters, does a counter throw, does a couple suplexes, knocking Donkey Kong into the center of the arena, upside down a couple times over. It's back and forth here to Donkey Kong and Rob. 7 and Yoshi, they're going at it pretty well here. It's pretty interesting. I do mention to you guys that on our website at GameSync.us under About Us, we have all our social media links. That includes our link to our Twitch channel where you're watching from, and our YouTube, which we put all the previous tournament streams on in 24 to 48 hours after the tournament is over with. So if you ever want to review or relive some of these matches or pick up some pointers to come on and do some commentating for some of these tournaments, feel free. We always would like to have some extra help in. We got some expansion ideas and a couple places where we'd like to get some more sponsors, but we need your help because we're just a small company. We need more people to volunteer and help us out. As those people help and volunteer, we can actually grow this thing. We actually have possibilities of actually getting another suite right next to us and making the facility even bigger. But to do that, we need help. We need volunteers. People will help us clean up, help us to improve our facility. Even if it's something as simple as coming in and relieving one of our staff to be able to do some commentating so the staff is concentrating in normal operations, would be greatly appreciated. You can find all that information at our website. I'll put in the link right now for that. I do like to see a match. They're both here, both at 1 life left. This is it. This will determine who will move on to the grand finals. Whoever takes out the other opponent right now in the way of damage and the way of winning in this match will win the operation. Will move on to the winners grand finals. By the way, here's our website link. It shows all our tournaments and organization, all our services and events. We offer opportunities here for those who are in high school, junior high, and there it is. There is the match. It is going to be 7 versus Big. That is going to be a very interesting match coming up. It will be the grand finals. Say thank you to 7 and Yoshi. Yoshi will probably take 3rd place. This is going to be interesting to see who actually makes it to the grand finals and takes 1st place. As I mentioned before, on Thursday night, Corbin, one of our players, went into the losers bracket and then came back to almost take the whole thing in the grand finals. And it did go to Game 5 in the grand finals for a matchup. Alright, I'll be right back, guys, and we'll see what matchups we're going to have here, okay? And who's going to be in what position. So as you can see on the scoreboard now, we are in our grand finals This is going to be the one to take first and or second place. And it is going to be a matchup of Big versus 7. This is going to be kind of interesting considering some of their characters and some of their mains and some of their alternates. Again, if you do like what you see here, subscribe to our Twitch channel. Notify us on our social medias, and I will be posting the calendar in just a second here so you see where you can come and get involved with us. So there's the link to our calendar of events. We just updated for the next month of when these tournaments are going on, but it's real easy. It's every Thursday night at 7 p.m. and every Saturday at around noon. The more players we can get, the longer we can go at this, and we are looking for other tournament organizers or TOs who want to run other types of tournaments here. Again, we're also looking for volunteers who just want to sit and commentate or help us out improve our facilities, get us well noticed, especially in the collegiate district. We've got colleges and high schools we'd love to cater to and love to have college and high school students come in and learn the ropes of what running a esports or LAN center can be. So while we're waiting for the other opponent to pop up and we can get things chosen, I'm going to take a small break and get some liquid refreshment in me because I've been talking for so long. I do appreciate the people who have been watching online, and I do shout outs and stuff, but we'd like to see more people involved and help us out so you don't have to have skips in the commentator, and make sure you have a more enjoyment viewing options. Like I said, we're always looking for other tournaments we'd love to broadcast and post for, and we're also in the process of trying to set up a place so we can have people stream from here, broadcasting their gameplay or broadcasting their type of tournament play here, even if it's just one-on-one or team-and-team fights. We have most of the most popular esports games here: League of Legends, Dota's, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, Rocket League, Fortnite, and a few other games there. We try to keep our space and facility up to date and try to get as many people in here. We do have sections of stations people can use on our own here, or sections where people can bring in their own equipment and use our high-speed internet to play and get better gameplay. So both opponents are checking in, getting an idea of which arenas they don't want to use, and getting ideas of what characters they want to play in what arena. So while we're waiting for that, 7 is checked in, Big is checked in. This is the grand finals. It's the best 3 out of 5. Let's see if it can go to a Game 5. It has been back and forth with a lot of these plays, even the ones you don't see on stream. The other matchups at the other setups is just as interesting and busy. We want to see some great gameplay here. And so they've selected their battlefield. It looks like it is going to be Battlefield. And we're going to see 7 and Big go at it. So, Big has decided to open out with Min and 7 has decided to, looks like, take Dinky Kong. It's going to be an interesting matchup because Battlefield has got those mini platforms above the main platform, so it can make a difference on how to choose to fight their characters. Coming out of the back, Min seems to be scoring a little ahead of the damage curve than Dinky Kong, but it's going back and forth, and it can be harder to move around. Like I said, as you can see just there, Pinky Kong was able to get kind of around Min and come back behind her and kick her off the side of the middle sub, off the side of the platform. But they're both going at it. This is it. Winner takes all in this match, so they are getting them all into their characters. They're using different strategies than you saw before. Again, 7. Pinky Kong was just outside the edge, but now when Min went after him, while he was on the edge, she scooted off the edge. Now Pinky Kong is down 2-1 with Min, but it's still a pretty good battle. Again, Pinky Kong's getting some good damage in there. 7 is taking it to Big. Big is striking back a little, but it's a little tough. He is fighting from a deficit because he's been playing this one version of the character longer. And now it's starting to match up. Being Big is using Min and starting to get some of that damage on him. They're both either in the medium or small class, so their hitboxes are smaller, so it's harder to smash. And there goes Min. Min actually took Pinky Kong down again. It is now 3-1 on this amount of lives left on the play match. But again, they are fighting just off center of the main part of the main arena, and those smaller platforms are making for an interesting interference with different fighting styles. That's it. Min just took enough damage off edge that she's now down to her second life. While Pinky Kong's down to his lap here. Let's see if he can take it. Will Big take it and Min, or will Pinky Kong make a comeback and 7 make a comeback in Pinky Kong? It's been a very interesting tournament here. We actually had commentating 2 matches ago from Big about some of the options you have to deal with, some of the different characters. You have to plan for a main, you also have to plan for alternates, and also figure out the battlefield. And that creates a couple different X factors with 81 or more characters and about 20 or more different battlefields. Most of them legal tournament. It's hard. It's a lot of different combinations, but in this case, Big took it. The first round goes to Big. So now we're going into the second round of fighting here. We'll see what happens, what battlefield gets chosen, whether players change up their characters. Big is in the lead, 1-0, but this is only the beginning of the rounds. This is only round 2 of 5. It is the best 3 out of 5. Interesting choice that's going on here. People are checking, players are checking their phones, checking what's going on, what's been going on in the previous matches. Looks like 7's changing over to a sword and board player versus Min. This is going to be an interesting matchup here. I've not seen these 2 characters play before. Oh, and they are on the spaceship battlefield again. This is again a different type of arena to fight on because those upper platforms provide a visual separation and can cause issues, especially if you're fighting on the edge and get thrown off and the person tries to come get an up or down strike on you. And you flip, do a bumper flip and get up and over that main platform. Damage areas of damage being taken by both characters is about almost equal. Oh, Min was off the edge and then got back up, and the other character was off the edge and then got back up. And as you can see, they were using the single and double jumps to not just get to the edge, but to get a bump onto that upper platform and try to get behind and take the command of that middle section. Again, it's risky to fight off the edge. It's even riskier to go off the edge and keep the player off the edge. It looks like 7 is down 1 life and Big is still in the lead there. He has taken a decent amount of damage with that character. He's got to watch out. 7 can force this character off the edge really easily to get a good down strike and be tied up again. It's very interesting. The science and stuff they use in this type of battlefield. This is an interesting battlefield because it's not just a level platform. The 2 edges have a slight 5-degree down angle. The same with the mini platforms above. So it makes it harder to get those attacks off. Oh, now it's been equalized. 7 and Big are both equal at 2 lives each left to go. And then the damage level, the damage factor. Looks like 7's a little bit in the deficit of the fighting here. And that did it. The down smash by Main puts it into his last life here. Big is rolling some pretty good things. I think Big Min is Big's one of Big's main characters or one of his top ones. He seems to know how to make her work pretty well, especially in this type of a battle. Oh, that was a down smash while off the edge of the platform. That is a risky move because if you hit too much of a down smash, you can have trouble getting back up. You may knock your opponent out, but it will also knock you out. And if you guys are both equal, that becomes a draw. Looking forward to trying to get back into the center here and try to hold that center position, or force the opponent to one of the down snaps of the platform. Back and forth, fighting again. On the edge, going down, both of them taken out by going off the edge of the platform. Now we're down to 1 life each. Big, slight lead in the damage location, but 7 holding on to that character, keeping that damage level up there, trying to get up into the equal levels of damage. Got pushed off the side, side smack, and side smack again, and that's it. Big takes round 2. This is pretty interesting. It's been an interesting set of matchups. This grand finals, it's a nail biter. It's one of the few I was able to watch. I couldn't watch Thursdays. I had to deal with operations in the center. But it seems, from what I heard, of all accounts, it was a pretty good nail biter or a match of a grand final also. Let's see what goes on from here. They go to a new battlefield where they can keep the same characters. Let's see what's going on. If you hear some noise in the background, those are the people that have been eliminated from the tournament, hanging around doing some friendlies, some duels, some singles, and maybe even a grand or all 3 all. All right, looks like they're keeping the same characters. They are. Did they choose a newer battlefield? Did they switch out? So Big is still on Min and 700. Oh, they chose a new battlefield. Not sure which one this is, but it's interesting because there's only 2 small side platforms at the edge. That can make it harder for the player to get back up on the main platform, or it can make it easier to slip away and get behind the opposition and take the center. This is a real good center battle. 2 sliding range weapons versus a sword and a bow character. Min is getting up there on the damage levels. 7 is not taking that much damage, but has been able to connect with a decent amount of strikes. Now they're both fighting off the edge. Min trying to grab back on there. 7 got his character back up. And again, use that mini platform to get behind Big's character Min and take hit to the edge. Again, they're going back and forth. They're trying to stay just off center of the main part of the main platform. That old shade side platform can cause problems again, but also be a benefit. And there are slips here where kicking, and she finally succeeded in taking 7's character off the battlefield. It's now 3-2. Lives. Min is up there in the damage and is coming in. How will he get a bunch of damage in there to shrink down the damage differential or ratio? Good strikes, and while she did do some damage, she lost it. It's now 2 lives to 2 lives in this round 3 of 5. Let's see who can take it here. Will it be a sweep for Big, or will 7 come back and force it in 4? What will he do? Possibly a game 5. Let's see, they're both fighting it. They're both trying to keep that Edge, they're both striking it. Now they're on the mini platform, which half things over the edge. Back and forth, damage is being smacked out. Seven is a little more in the damage field, but a big character that could be anyone's game. Again, it's about being back to get some of those combos. And the risk you take on the edge to try to do a finishing blow. Big was able to succeed there and get a finishing blow, but just barely, and was able to grapple back onto the edge and get back to the center of the main battlefield. Now they're going at it. Big's characters trying to keep that center, just off center area. Got pushed off or tossed off the edge. He was able to come back. Now got smashed to major damage and off the other side, and was not able to get back up there. It is now 1-1. They're down to each of their last lives on this round. Both of them, I really don't think striking and not striking a certain hit combos in certain hits. It's a really even matchup in the damage area, even though Ben seems to be loving trying to go just to the edge and doing some extra damage now when he strikes 7's character. She then has to step back towards the center, middle center of the thing. Otherwise, end up off the side edge and could end up being pushed out on the other side. Both from bar left side of the edge, and both of them striking each other. And was trying to smash down there. And it looks like that was it. Is that it? Is that the finals? That is it. 3-zip in the grand finals. We do appreciate you coming to and watching us on our Twitch channel. We do say that this stream will actually be updated and transferred to our YouTube channel within 24 hours to 48 hours. We're going to see what's going to go on here and be right back in just a second. Alright, so that's the end of the tournament. We'll be closing down our stream in just a second. Congratulations to Big being the winner, 7 taking second place, and Yoshi taking third. We will have a posting of the winners and what happened in the tournament, and like I said, the stream will be posted shortly within 24 to 48 hours of the ending of the tournament. Appreciate and welcome, thank for all the people who were watching. Another viewer, Ed Care, Nuke Pancakes, Pirate Knight 1, all the people watching, all the people monitoring, and the broadcaster along with me, John Murray, being your commentator, watching the stream with us and watching the Excite on Town. I do appreciate you understanding that I did not know all the different combos, but I appreciate again that you guys stayed and listened to the whole commentator that I do. If you have any suggestions, yes, we have posted our website, GameSync. We have posted our Discord channel. We have posted our calendar events and our scribing options. If you have any questions or would like to come see the facilities, it's all listed there on the Twitch stream. I do thank you. I'm going to be signing and ending off the stream now. Again, on our Discord channel under the tournament, we will be posting the winners and announcing when the next tournament will be. Effectively, it'll be Thursday of next month, the 1st of June, or the 1st of July. We hope to get a lot of people there and have a decent tournament. Again, these tournaments are run Thursday nights at 7 and Saturday at noon. Again, if you don't want to play but would like to see it in person, please come on down to GameSync. We may give you a chance to be a guest commentator. Even if you don't know the game, come and cheer your friends. We're getting some good friends, fans and friends for some of the repeat players here, like Big, like Seven, like Corbin, like Yoshi, and a few others. Come, see how the action works. This is John, your commentator, signing off.